My peoples. My people. Whoa. Got feedback over there. Hold on. Let me move out of here. Hold on, my peoples. Because we got to talk. Today's the day, my people. Hold on, man. Let me set this thing up because today's the day. Hold on. Check me out, my people. We got to talk, man. Look at here. So, I'm going to kick this thing off by saying something that it may not make sense right now, but it's going to make sense tomorrow. Some of you will wake up and the birds won't sound the same. The air won't taste the same. The flowers won't smell the same. Everything is going to be different. And that's because you're going to be in shock still after watching the beating that is about to take place today. Jay Will, salute my brother. Bam! People's feelings is going to be hurt. I'm here to tell you that. Size, salute my brother. Appreciate you dropping in. Bam, in the building. Check it, man. Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez is going down today. That's it. You can't go back on which side you chose. You can't change your mind no more. Yesterday, you had that last opportunity to switch from Team Canelo to Team Bud, and you chose not to. All right? Side, Judgment Day is upon us. All trash talk is over. Jay Will. A lot of people talking Bud by stoppage. Bro, this fight is going to play out in such a way that is going down in history. Just like Crawford versus Arrow went down in history and it's going to be always talked about, people will go back and watch that fight because we're just not used to seeing, a championship fight of that magnitude play out the way that it did. Terrence Crawford showed out on the highest stage, on the biggest stage of his career. He did nothing but show up. Now he's once again on the biggest stage of his career. He's gonna hurt a lot of feelings, and that's it. We hours away, not a day away, not a couple of days away. We hours away from that happening. I'm not sure exactly at what time Canelo and Bud will be climbing the ring. I know that we'll all be tuning in. And look, I'm gonna tell you guys like this: for tonight, it's gonna be a little bit different for me. I'm not calling every fight, right? I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna enjoy the fights with you guys, and I'm gonna be talking about what's happening, in the screen. But I'm not gonna be calling them. The only fight that I'm calling tonight is Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Why? I don't want to call all these fights and have my throat hurting by the time we get to the main event. No. My voice is gonna be nice and clear when I'm like, devastating blow from Terrence Crawford right to Canelo's dome piece. My voice needs to be clear. So I'm not gonna call everything. I'm going with the main event, but I am gonna be live and enjoying the fights with you guys. Side, Jay Will, they've never seen the size difference. It's insignificant. Bro, if you go back and you see some of my videos from like 3 months ago, 2 months ago, I try to say it to people. Say, look, Canelo's not a big dude. He's a small 168 pounder. People act like Canelo's a giant. He's a small guy. He's a small guy who's able to have success at 168 because he can fight. He's not a big guy. Why are we acting like it? Now that Terrence Crawford chose to move up to fight him, we're gonna act like Canelo's a big dude. That's really what's been happening. Two things been happening. Number one, people think automatically, oh my God, two weight classes. Oh my God, two weight classes. And they get stuck. They brainwash that into their head to where nothing else is relevant. Just two weight classes. I've been trying to tell you. There's a lot of other factors outside of just two weight classes. So it's cool. It's cool, to look at the two weight classes. But I'm going to make a comparison so you could understand what I'm trying to tell you. Look at Manny Pacquiao. Look at the success that he had in the welterweight division. However, we know Manny Pacquiao was a small dude. He had success because the fighter that he was. But he was small. Everybody he fought at the welterweight division was bigger than himself, right? So if a fighter jumped up two divisions to fight Pac-Man at welterweight, he's not fighting a big dude. He's fighting a small welterweight. Enter Canelo Alvarez. Everybody he faced in the 168 division is bigger than him, my peoples. I mean, I'm talking about people who didn't move up, and even Jermell Charlo, who moved up, looked bigger than him. He's not a big guy at all. So the narrative that he's too big for Terrence Crawford is crazy, solely because Terrence Crawford is moving up two divisions. Yes, he's moving up twice, but he's fighting a small 168 pounder. That you also have to take into consideration. He's fighting a 168 pounder that's shorter than him, fighting a 168 pounder who has shorter reach than him. Come on. We can't only use weight as the factor to determine an opinion. Two divisions. No, no, no. Two divisions. No, no. Two divisions. Two divisions. Come on, my people. That can't be your only deciding factor. There's a lot of Crawford has physical advantages over Canelo Alvarez. Why would you ignore that? Why would you ignore the fact that Canelo got beat by Dimitri Bivol, made to look like a piece of delivery driver, and he's a great fighter, but Bivol made it look easy. Y'all got to keep it 100. Easy work for Dimitri Bivol, and that reach advantage, bang, 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 was there all night long. All night long. Reach advantage forward. Reach advantage forward. And Terrence Crawford has longer arms than Dimitri Bivol. What the hell can we expect from a guy who got a computer up there, who shows up with a game plan and he don't know how to lose? Bro, Terrence Crawford ain't never take a loss. He don't know how to lose. Canelo Alvarez know how to lose. He know how to get his ass whooped. He done it twice. Holla at me. Raw dog. Canelo a small guy who's fighting big, but that's my point. People act like he's a giant. Canelo has never been considered a big fighter in his whole career. Now because Terrence Crawford's moving up. Oh my God, he's huge. And Terrence Crawford is so small. And we see them face to face. We've never seen. Think about it. You would rather believe what's in your mind than what you see with your own eyes. Because nothing about what we see would describe Canelo as the much bigger guy. Duncan Carter in the building. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you dropping in. Always. Slide, they will learn soon. They're going to learn. And yesterday, I gave you the opportunity to switch from Team Canelo to Team Bud, and you will not have to feel the pain that you're going to feel today. It's a day, my people. That's it. We hours away from the biggest fight in boxing. Yo, I'm amped. By the way, I couldn't even sleep that much. I went to sleep like at 2 in the morning, editing some content, and I wake up still like at 5:30. Oh shit, the fight. Come on, man. We about to get, man, listen. History, my people. history. You do not witness history every day. That's why I'm not even paying attention to the haters anymore. Like the goofballery, the fake narrative spreaders. I ain't even got time for that. You know the type of showdown we about to watch? Today's supposed to be September 13th, and I'm feeling like it's gonna be July 4th tonight. We're gonna be switching months. Jay Will, I have Canelo by majority. You're gonna be disappointed, Jay Will. And I got love for you, bro. I don't want you to be disappointed. That's why yesterday I gave you the opportunity to switch sides to Team Bud, and you will not have to feel the pain. Trying to tell you. I try to help you out, bro. Jay Will, we have you know it tomorrow. My brother, I'm gonna be up at 4 in the morning calling that fight. Of course, I gotta holler at the monster and call that fight. Come on now. Pound for pound fighter. But Crawford is gonna win tonight. Thus, even after Renoir wins, he won't be able to go to the number one spot. That's it. Terrence Crawford beating Canelo Alvarez is going to give him one of the biggest wins in boxing history, and is going to put him in the number one spot, pound for pound in the world, for the duration. Nobody can get a win that's going to bump him off that number one spot afterwards. Duncan Carter. Do you remember when a Canelo fought Kirkland at 154? Kirkland looked much heavier in the ring. He looked big. He looked big. Boxing on paper. How competitive is Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley gonna be? I think it's gonna be competitive, man. Because Wardley, he got that deciding factor, man. That power. But Joyce, I think with the ring IQ, with the boxing skills, I think he's gonna make it. He's gonna make it go his way. He's gonna control. He's gonna dictate the pace. Jay Will, Bo wins. He definitely pound for pound number one after the weekend. He know he's not gonna be able to. Yeah, think about that. If he know it beats, damn man, I can't remember my guy's name. But if he know it beats him, is that win gonna be bigger than Terrence Crawford beating Canelo Alvarez? That's it. Usyk is ready for that number two spot. He know what's coming. Jay Will, Usyk drops to number two. Side, you know it can't even go over Usyk if he beats MJ. Well, damn, I was gonna say it depends because if he destroys him, but Usyk destroyed the boy. So yeah, you're right about that. I'm gonna have to agree with you. Duncan Carter, Warley is a monster puncher. That's what I'm talking about. That when you have a guy like that who can turn your lights out with a shot, it's dangerous. But I think as far as the boxing abilities, the abilities to set you up and make you run into something is going to be in Joyce Parker's favor. In Joseph, damn man, Joyce Parker, Joseph. Man, I'm over here confused about my man's name. Duncan. Usyk believes Crawford is number one. He said it, and he has said it multiple times in multiple interviews. The number one pound for pound fighter in the world is Terrence Crawford. You imagine that, Duncan Carter, that this guy who right now deservedly so is in the number one spot. He says Terrence Crawford is the guy. And he deserves to be there right now. So how is that guy telling you that about Terrence Crawford, and you still have people telling you that he's a hype job, that he's not that good, that he didn't beat nobody, that he didn't. And the guy who's currently the number one pound for pound fighter in the world is telling us, yo, Terrence Crawford's a guy. Like, he's that dude. Side, Usyk knows boxing. My brother, Usyk is a student of the game. And he's one of these people who he don't just go around giving out flowers, and he don't just be talking crazy. When Usyk says stuff, he's really saying what he mean. Simple as that. Crawford is really that guy, has been that guy. People just don't want to accept it. And I told you guys before, the hate for Terrence Crawford started when he moved up to the welterweight division. Before that, you think about it, Duncan Carter. Before Bud moved up to welterweight, was he getting this type of hate? Raw dog. Ruiz coming back in January to spice up the heavyweight division. Man, listen. Andy Ruiz is one of my favorite fighters to watch, one of my favorite heavyweights to watch. You know what you're gonna get. You know you're gonna get an action-packed fight every time he step in the ring. You know what he's there to do. Win, lose, or draws, you know he's there to put hands on his opponent with mean intentions. So salute to Andy Ruiz, man. I can't wait to see him in the ring, man. I don't like when fighters that are that talented, that good are inactive. I hate to see it, bro. We need to see Andy Ruiz in the ring, trading leather, doing what he do. Duncan Carter, hate is a terrible drug. That's factual information, my brother. You are disclosing factual information. MS. Bud's father was interviewed in Vegas yesterday. He predicted Bud wins by KO in the 10th. I think it's not a stretch if Bud goes beast mode on Canelo. Salute. So, like I said, man, if he hurt him, if Canelo get wobbled in any way, shape, or form, either he go to sleep or the referee's gonna have to save him. I'm anticipating a unanimous decision win by Terrence Crawford. And I expect a tough fight. You know, Crawford is going to dictate the pace with that long jab more than what people believe. You think Canelo's going to just walk him down and beat him up. Listen, yo, Duncan Carter, I promise you, it's going to take the first couple of rounds before Canelo finally lands a big shot. And when he does, Crawford's going to eat that. And people's gonna be like, "Oh shit, he's gonna be in trouble now." This is the shot that we thought was gonna put him down, I guess. Cause little Gamboa hurt him 10 years ago, so this shot should have took him out. Watch, he's gonna eat some shots that you're gonna say, "Oh shit, he didn't go down." While outboxing Canelo, while winning rounds, you know what's gonna happen? Canelo's gonna fall behind on the cards like he did with Dimitri Bivol, and now he's gonna be rushing forward. Now he's gonna be desperate. But guess what? While that narrative was out there that Dimitri Bivol beat him simply because he's the bigger guy, Bivol has a whopping total of 12 knockouts in his entire professional career. What are we talking about? He's too big. 12 knockouts in his entire career. How is you talking about he too big for Canelo? Canelo was never hurt. Canelo was never wobbled. There was no point in time during this fight where you say, "Oh, Bivol was bullying him, putting weight on him, leaning on him." No, putting that jab in his face, nose, eyeballs. I know Canelo felt every molecule, every vitamin and mineral in Dimitri Bivol's leather. He got outboxed. But apparently, Terrence Crawford needs power. But we saw two different people beat Canelo Alvarez who didn't possess power. Floyd Mayweather, Dimitri Bivol. Two guys who didn't have a high knockout percentage, who wasn't knocking people out, outboxed them and even made them look easy. And if I wanted to switch to trash talking, Dimitri Bivol had Canelo looking like a Wendy's third shift supervisor. Tell me I'm lying. There was nothing he could do. Nothing other than get put hands put on him for 12 rounds. Smith's music. I just got here. Who you got winning? I got Terrence Crawford winning by unanimous decision. I do see the possibility that he could stop Canelo, but it's hard to do that. Canelo's a guy who can take a shot, who has very good ring awareness. You know, you don't just hit Canelo with a shot he doesn't see coming. That's tough to do. Can Crawford do it? He has the ability, but we'll see. We have to see. We have to see. Bushido Sádico, Crawford is trash. Imagine that. Alexander Usyk says Crawford is the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world. Bushido Master Sádico says Crawford is trash. What does that mean? You don't know shit about boxing. That's what that means. I mean, there's no other way around it. MS, Buzz Jab is one of the best in the business and will be key to keeping Canelo at bay. Bro, Crawford is going to keep that jab in Canelo face piece all day long. All day long. And then that little step back, bang, with the counter, you're going to see that a lot. Here's what people don't want to accept. They want to put their focus on strength and power. He's stronger. He's stronger. He hit harder. He got power. How did that help him versus William Skull? William Skull dancer. You know, people want to keep bringing up Madrimov, right? Oh, Madrimov. His last fight, look at Madrimov. Well, look at William Skull. Some people thought he beat Canelo. Talk to me about William Skull, who dancer. This big ass dude who fill up damn near the entire ring. Big dude dancing circles around Canelo for 12 rounds. Canelo couldn't cut the ring to save his life. Talk to me about that then. You see, that's the thing. You bring up Dimitri Bivol, goddamn, then bring up William Skull, who was dancing circles around Canelo all night long. This shit will sell. During the official weigh-in, they already were hydrated. Anthony, coach, Crawford gonna Floyd his ass. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised to see it. Keep it original ministry. I'm telling you, Canelo wins. Keep it original ministry. Your feelings is gonna be hurt, man. Yesterday, I gave you the opportunity to switch from Team Canelo to Team Bud. That's it. You can't switch no more. You stuck right there. Now you're gonna have to feel the pain and suffering. Cause you know what? You remember that feeling that you felt when Bud was putting the Swiss, the apple, and all types of beats on Canelo, on Errol Spence. You remember that? You felt that pain. When Errol got hit so hard that his fro was moving like poof, poof, poof. When you saw his fro just moving around like that from them uppercuts and left hooks, you was feeling like they was landing on your head. Alberto Oliver, oh boy, I can't wait for tomorrow. Don't forget to go live tomorrow. Albert Oliver, I'm telling you, my G, people think that it's gonna be me disappearing tomorrow. No. Tomorrow's Boxing for Breakfast is gonna be a cooking show. Look, let me show you. Cooking show. My brother, look at my apron. I got my apron. So if you rock it with Canelo, you better not miss tomorrow, cause you're gonna get fried, filleted, sauteed, microwave, oven roasted. It's gonna be all type of cooking going on tomorrow. Keep it original ministry. Spence is not a Canelo. Anthony Coates, remember what Lara did to Canelo? Bro, some people felt like Lara beat Canelo, and they say that till this day. Like, nah, he whooped him. He whooped him. And by the way, some of y'all ducking that like button the same way some fighters be ducking who they supposed to fight. I'm not gonna name no names. Javier Adam, Mondragon, what are you saying when Bug gets knocked out? Well, Javier, all I'm going to say is please be here for tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast. I don't want to hear that you lost your charger, that your internet wasn't working, that you went to buy some trees and they sold you some trash and you went back out for the gas and the whole life finished before you got back home. I don't want to hear none of that. Get your gas before the show starts. Do what you gotta do. Eat whatever you gotta do. Get it done. But be there tomorrow. Matter of fact, look, I'm starting tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast at 8 in the morning. I'm gonna give you enough time to sleep. I know some of you are gonna cry yourself to sleep after that ass whooping that Terrence Bud Crawford is gonna dish out. Some of you, look, This is not going to make no sense to you right now, but it's going to make sense tomorrow. When you wake up, some of you, the birds are not going to sound the same. The air is not going to taste the same. The flowers are not going to smell the same. And all of that is going to be because you watch Canelo Alvarez get beat up. I'm going to remind you, Bud is going to beat him up because Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather, they schooled him. That was a schooling. They schooled him. Terrence Crawford is going to beat him up. He's never been beat up. Boom, 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 boom. Beat him up. Now, I'm going to be real. I'm on trash talking mode because I know Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter. He a pound for pound guy, all-time great. He a legend. Arguably, Mexico's greatest fighter of all time, and Mexico has history. To some people, Julio Cesar Chavez, that's their Michael Jordan. Nobody will ever take him down. But if we look at the accomplishments, Canelo Alvarez is that dude. This is going to be a competitive fight. Don't get it twisted. I got Terrence Crawford winning because of his greatness, the greatness that I see in him. But this fight is happening tonight, my people. And all I'm saying, first of all, welcome to this is a special edition of Boxing for Breakfast, my people. Saturday morning, we about to witness history. We about to get this real smoke. If you've been predicting Canelo's gonna win, if you've been predicting Crawford is gonna win, damn all that. We done with the predictions. It's going down. It's going down. Come on now. Presidente Faith Morelia. Stop it. King Canelo is going to kill him. Don't be running, bro. You better show up tomorrow. Real man can take a loss. I love your chat, and you bring boxing to another level. Presidente Faith, I appreciate you, my brother, and I promise you I will be here tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm starting a little bit later to give you guys enough time to cry yourself to sleep. Some of you going to be in bed looking in the air like this. You may not even go to sleep. You may not even go to sleep like, why? Why did this happen? Remember that pain that you was feeling when Crawford was putting them paws on Arrow? You're going to feel that same pain. And I tried to warn you. I tried to tell you. And look, even though a lot of you ducking that like button, I'm still trying to help you out and let you know what's going to happen. I'm trying to help you out, my peoples. Your data. Bro, but barely could beat Madrimov. You see, you talking about he could barely beat Madrimov. And what did Canelo do with William Skull? You talking about what Bub barely did? What did Canelo do with William Skull? But by the way, did Canelo barely beat Dimitri Bivol? Did he barely beat Floyd Mayweather? He got his ass whooped. He got made to look like a Wendy's third shift supervisor. Well, what are we talking about, Dimitri Bivol? Come on, bro. And Ortiz couldn't do anything to Canelo when they sparred. Oh my God! Now you're bringing up a sparring session. Even heard him, and you think Bud has a chance? Bud is gonna cook him. All I'm saying, your data is to be here tomorrow at 8 in the morning. Be here, and we're gonna see what you have to say then. It's gonna be I already told y'all, man. Look, I got my apron. This fight is going down tonight. We about to witness history, and I got my apron all ready for tomorrow's cooking show. Come on now, my people. You already made your predictions. You stuck with who you're gonna stick with. Tomorrow you're gonna get cooked. That's just the reality, brother. Game Nerd, 1989. Everyone has opinions, but we're gonna see what happens later. Let the better man win. Oh no, the better man is gonna win. Terrence Crawford is gonna win. You gotta understand. I'm not sharing an opinion with you, brother. I'm telling you what's gonna happen. Terrence Crawford is gonna whoop his ass. Now, if that's something you're not able to digest right now, I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow at 8 in the morning. Because that's gonna be probably the most explosive episode of Boxing for Breakfast since this damn thing started off. And by the way, my peoples, I appreciate everyone who hit the like button, even though mostly I'm ducking it right now. I appreciate everybody who subscribed. We're about to get to 2,000 subscribers. I have a feeling that we're going to reach 2,000 either on this live or during the beating that Terrence Crawford is going to give Canelo Alvarez. And if we don't, by tomorrow, by tomorrow, some of you will subscribe to the channel. I don't know if some of you going to be so hurt that you may unsubscribe, because goddamn, it's going to be a beating. It's going to be a beating, bro. I don't know if I'm going to lose subscribers. Your dad, you don't understand. He did nothing at 154. That doesn't mean nothing. That's what you don't understand. Game number 1989. I haven't got a horse in the race, so I don't care who wins at all. That usually means you're going with Canelo, but you don't want to say it because you think he's going to get his ass whooped. Or at least that's how I'm going to perceive it. You're going to be hurt tomorrow. MS, tap the screen twice, man. Damn, people don't want to hit that like button, even though I'm giving y'all this real smoke. Even though I'm giving y'all the J. Stradamus prediction live, what was going to happen. I try to warn y'all. I try to warn you, my peoples. I'm just giving you love. Look, if you down with the Box Hunter family, I don't want you to be hurt. I don't want you to not be able to sleep tonight. But guess what? You're not going to be able to sleep. Get your. Some of you's gonna need melatonin to go to sleep tonight. Damn, bro. Try to help you out. Your data. Imagine at 168. Oh my goodness. How can you imagine at 168 if you never boxed a day in your life, bro? You can't imagine nothing. I'm trying to tell you what you need to imagine. You want to imagine what you want to believe. Your data. You imagine it what you want to see happen. I'm sorry. It's not like that. Ask a fighter what they imagine. What you imagine, it don't matter. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? No. The letter M. What if Canelo has more power in his hits? He had more power in his hits versus Dimitri Bivol. He had more power also versus Floyd Mayweather. That's not going to dictate who wins the fight. The entire world. Your data. But resume. Oh my God. Now we're talking about but resume. Yo, Dimitri Bivol had like how many fights when he whooped Canelo's ass? 16? 15? And beat him up. And you bringing up resumes. You don't know shit about boxing. I'm trying to teach you and you don't want to learn. You keep saying stuff that don't mean shit, bro. I'm trying to teach you. How many wins did Dimitri Bivol have when he made Canelo look like a Wendy's third shift janitor? How many wins he had and you bringing up resume? You didn't learn back then, you should have learned. Cancel period, bro. Terrence, way too fast. Bro, Terrence Crawford is being so disrespected over one fight. He fought Madrimov, he didn't dominate him, disrespected. And they forgetting that Williams scored dance circles around Canelo for 12 rounds. Canelo couldn't cut the ring to save his life. But they forget that. They forget that. Side. Bud doesn't need to be Floyd to beat Canelo. Nobody's comparing anybody. We're just saying Canelo got beat up twice. He know how to lose. Your data, that's what you don't understand. Canelo knows how to lose. Terrence Crawford doesn't know how to lose. You don't understand, you see, because you never boxed a day in your life. You're just watching TV and you formulated your TV watching opinion. You just can't understand the difference between a guy that don't know how to lose and a guy that got experience with getting his ass whooped. A guy that know how to get his ass whooped. You gotta learn, man. You gotta learn. Either I deem red. Do you know what day it is? It's history making day. That's what it is. Cassie Perrier, he too fast for Canelo. You feel me? That speed, we're gonna see. We're gonna see the difference. If you watch Dimitri Bivol versus Canelo Alvarez, why did Canelo lose that fight? There's three main factors to that loss. Number one, Dimitri Bivol's reach advantage. He kept using that jab on Canelo, kept that stick in his face. Number two, Dimitri Bivol's footwork. Every time Canelo closed the gap, Dimitri Bivol a few punches and out of the way. whether it's to the left, whether it's to the right, whether it's a little backstep. Canelo just couldn't keep Dimitri Bivol in front of him so he could tee off. So we're talking about footwork, reach, and then obviously that hand speed. All of the advantages that Terence Crawford will have over Canelo Alvarez tonight. That's the crazy thing. Those are all advantages, physical advantages that people disregard. So while you could be focusing on power, oh, he hits harder, he's stronger, he hits harder, he's stronger. We saw him get beat by guys who don't hit hard, who are not power punchers. That's just the reality. So if you want to disregard what the combination of reach and footwork has done to Canelo, I'll even refer you to a guy he beat in Slander. Now let's compare Canelo Alvarez versus Erislandis Lara and Terence Crawford versus Madrimov. And let's see who got more hands put on their face. That's all I gotta say. Let's see who got more hands put on them. Your data, you're right. There are levels. The problem is that you don't know about the levels because you never boxed a day in your life. So the levels to your eyeballs are not the real levels. You don't understand the levels. You gotta ask me or somebody who's actually boxed so that we could tell you what the levels are. The levels that you made up inside your head don't exist. I'm tired of listening to your bullshit. Bud has no chance. But he never been dropped. Your daughter, he never been dropped. You know what, your daughter? You could be tired of the bullshit, but I hope you show up tomorrow. Don't pull this bullshit that tomorrow. Nah, I didn't show up for the live because, I was tired of your bullshit and I know what you was going to say. Don't do that. Don't do that, your daughter. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Bro has 4 straight losers. That's because you don't know shit about boxing, bro. That's what happens when you don't know shit about boxing. And I'm over here doing the Lord's work and schooling you. You over here talking about only fight losers. Amir Khan, multi-division champion. He's a loser. Sean Porter, world champion. He's a loser. Errol Spence, 3-belt division champion. He's a loser. What is going on out here, my people? He only fight losers? I don't know what's going on in the world. Jeff Horn, world champion who beat Manny Pacquiao. He's a loser too. That's what happens when you don't know shit about boxing. Never boxed a day in your life. You can call world champions losers. Damn you, dad. That's what happens. You don't know shit about boxing. Listen to me. I'm schooling you out here. Claymore Rain, salute my brother. And listen to Claymore Rain. Go subscribe to Claymore Rain and listen so you can learn boxing and not say the goofy stuff that you talking about. The goofballery. We about to witness history and you over here hating. Anthony, you think Bud going to win? No, I don't think Bud going to win. I know he's going to win. That's the difference. No. I don't think. I told you how he's gonna win. I told you. I got the receipts. Just go back and see. Duncan Carter. Whenever people don't have anything to really bring to the conversation, they start calling people casuals. And then they got that, it's like, I don't know why, like, we're about to witness history, my peoples. I'm so amped. I'm so excited for this. And it's like some people, rather than enjoy what they're witnessing, they rather spend their whole time just hating. Let that sizzle in your spirit. In 5 years, in 10 years, we're gonna be talking about this historic event. Like, yo, man, we was talking this, we was talking that, man. I enjoyed it. And then there's gonna be the people like, nah, during the lead up to the fight, I was like Terence Crawford's a hype job. I was like Terence Crawford's a bomb. And I said all this, and yeah, then I had to watch him win. I felt goofy as hell. Like, that's the story y'all gonna be telling. The letter M. But what if it's a draw? It's not gonna be a draw. There's no what ifs. Ain't gonna be no draw. Crawford is gonna put the beats on him. There's no getting around what's gonna happen, man. That's why everybody made their prediction today. Today is not even about prediction. We're not predicting no more. That's it. We done with the prediction. We're done. We are done with the prediction. I'm finna watch UFC first, then watch Canelo get his ass beat. I'm gonna tell you what, man. I'm gonna tell you what. Canelo is gonna get beat up. I try to warn you. West does it. Jay, I got Bug getting caught with a flash knockdown in the fifth, then going ham and watching Canelo from the sixth on. I've said it before. There is a possibility that one of the fighters goes down. That even that both fighters go down during the fight, but it's hard to make that happen because these guys have a chin, bro. You think about it. Between the both of them, over 100 fights, and neither one of them has ever visited the campus. Neither one of them ever been dropped. That is crazy. That shows you the type of fighters that they are. Anthony P. If Canelo fought Crawford resume, he'd be undefeated too. Anthony. Anthony P is the two. Spence, after the wreck, he snack bars, got back Crawford best. I don't even know what you're talking about, man. Like, I don't even know what y'all talking about. Like, what is y'all talking about? That's the hate that you have for Terrence Crawford, that you make stuff up out of thin air. The car accident already debunked that, man. Errol Spence done beat Danny Garcia and Ugas. What is he talking about? Beat Danny Garcia and Ugas. So he beat two world caliber fighters. And then the accident came back when he was going to fight Crawford. Man, shut your goofy ass up and never bring up that accident in your life. W. Dante, Knighted. I want everybody with all the Bug Crawford slander to keep that same energy when he wins tonight. Bro, tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast is going to start at 8 in the morning. And it's going to be a cooking show. Look, bro, look. I got my apron ready to go because it's going to be a cooking show. It's going to be a cooking show. That fake confidence that people got and those logics that they make up out of thin air that don't even make no sense. Tonight they're gonna learn. They gonna learn. I don't know, if your data, I don't know if you out there, using AI or Googling. Let me tell you something, my peoples. Google don't know shit about boxing. AI don't know shit about boxing. What Google does is that it gathers a lot of information, and what it finds the most, it formulates an opinion based on that. So if Google search finds more people favoring Canelo, including goofballs who don't know shit about boxing, Google's gonna tell you Canelo. Goofy. I work with AI every day. That's my job as a content creator. I use AI every day. I even seen people, and I know some of you who be trying to debate and use AI to answer in the chat and to debate with people with AI to try to be right. Fool, you don't see in the bottom the AI tells you everything may not be right, you goofball. Anthony P. Crawford with 8-ounce gloves at 147 has power. What happened at 154? 10-ounce, bro. Again, you're using one fight. What happened with Canelo when he got his ass whooped twice? What happened with Canelo with Lara, who whooped his ass and people thought he was gifted that? What happened with Canelo and William Score, who danced circles around him the whole fight and he couldn't cut the ring to save his life? So again, using an opponent to try to say, look what happened with this opponent, that is casual fan stuff. That's when you don't know shit about boxing. All you could do is cling to stuff to try to diminish the fighter. Instead of just looking at both their skills, both of their accomplishments, both of them are great. They're going to fight. Let's see what happens. The goofballery of trying to go back and say, look what happened in this fight, and look what happened in this fight, when we're talking about an undefeated fighter and a guy who got his ass whooped twice. We know Canelo lost. We know Canelo know how to lose. I don't want to hear about a fighter that Crawford beat because you don't like the way he beat him. Newsflash, my peoples. No fighter dominates every opponent. Did you discredit? Let me ask you a question. Your data and Anthony, I want to ask you guys a question, and you tell me. When Floyd Mayweather struggled against Maidana, when he struggled and he got wobbled by Shane Mosley, did you also do this? Did you also say, wait, or when people thought he lost to Castillo, dogfight with Castillo in the first one? Did you say the same stuff about Floyd? Like, oh yeah, nah, Floyd, he not for real. Cause look, meanwhile, Floyd went down as the greatest of all time, regardless of the goofballery of what people who never laced on a pair of gloves in their life think. Now, your data, I want you to think about this, right? Think about this, your data. I've never met you in my life. You never met, I don't know where you from, who you are, how you look. I don't know anything about you. And from your first two comments, I already knew that you never laced on a pair of gloves in your life. I already knew. Let that sizzle in your spirit. How does this guy know that I never boxed a day in my life? That I just formulated my opinion watching TV and social media? Answer that question, your data. How do you think I know that you never boxed a day in your life? When you answer that question, we keep it rocking. The greatest. Canelo beat down on 154 undisputed Charlo. That doesn't mean anything. Previous fights don't mean anything. How did that help him when Dimitri Bivol whooped his ass? It didn't help him, right? It didn't help him at all. Learn that. Previous fights don't mean anything for what's happening today. Dimitri Bivol didn't have. What was Dimitri Bivol's resume when he whooped Canelo? Dimitri Bivol whooped Canelo and he had like 7 knockouts. 7 knockouts when he whooped Canelo. Crawford needs power, though. Crawford needs to be strong. And you watch Canelo get beat up by a guy with 7 knockouts. Stop it. Stop it, my people. You have to be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, my people. Be real with yourself. The letter M, 11 knockouts. Okay. Dimitri Bivol had a whopping total of 11 knockouts when he made Canelo look like a bus driver. But Crawford needs power. Crawford needs power. He needs power. Shut your goofy ass up. You don't understand that Canelo Ben got beat up by people with no power. Got made to look easy. Come on now. The greatest. Crawford ducked the whole weight class at 154. Oh my God, yo. This guy moved had one fight, beat a champion, and went straight for the biggest gun at 168. Went for the face of boxing. And the way that you translate it is that he ducked the whole division. And you're going to be the same goofball saying that Tank did not duck Lamar Roach because he's chasing the bag. Tell me more about how Tank Davis did not duck Lamar Roach because he's chasing the bag. But Crawford, he ducked the division because he's going after the face of boxing when he's going to be the underdog and people expect him to get knocked out. Y'all wicked, man. How did they raise you? Who raised you? What? What is going on out here? Like Crawford jumps up 2 divisions to fight Canelo Alvarez, a pound for pound fighter, a multi-division champion, an undisputed champion, and you knocking him, and then you support Tank Davis for ducking the guy who beat him up, who he got a gift to draw against. You support that move to go fight an exhibition with Jake Paul. Y'all will ruin the sport of boxing, bro. If every fan was like, yeah, the sport of boxing will collapse. That shit would end up in little bars. Bums fighting in little bars for a bottle of liquor. Y'all will ruin the sport of boxing with that mentality. I'ma hate on the guy that's gonna be the biggest fight in boxing. I'ma hate on him, and then I'ma support the guy that's going for the exhibition fight because he's getting the bag. He's getting the bag. I would do the same thing. Got Tank Davis kids out all in your mouth. Stop it. Stop it. The letter M. Crawford is the one stepping up. See what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford is going to step up and fight the face of boxing. He's the underdog. Let that sizzle in your spirit. How many fighters? How can you say that a guy's ducking when he's going to go fight as an underdog? Like the level of goofballery has reached epic proportions. Flip. Not Jay Smith bringing up Tank again and again and again. I think you are slowly becoming a fan. Bro, I'm not slowly becoming a fan. I've always been a Tank Davis fan. I just don't like his ducking and cherry picking and the way he ducked Lamont Roach and the way I tried the goofballery that, ooh, I would chase the bag too. Y'all turned into empathy fans with Tank Davis. Call everybody a duck. But I would do what he did. I'm going to put myself in Tank Davis' feet. Shut your goofy ass up. I don't want to hear all that. We want the biggest fights in boxing, but when Tank Davis, I put myself on his feet though. The goofballery is crazy, and the pocket watching is crazy. Javier Hernandez, even Bugs Bunny beat the Crusher. Anthony, be real with yourself. No, Anthony, you gotta be real with yourself. If you never boxed a day in your life and I did, you gotta listen to me. I don't gotta listen to you. That's what you gotta understand. Isaiah P. Yeah, Crawford fighting Canelo with no rehydration, giving Canelo all the advantages and people hating on Crawford. Guess what? Canelo's not gonna have no advantage. I don't know what advantage you're talking about. Crawford literally cut down to 168 from 185. They probably gonna be weighing right around the same thing tonight. There will be no advantage. There's no advantage in size. None. We saw them face to face. How could we even float the size narrative, man, when we see them face to face so many times already? Did you not see them face to face? What size advantage? Canelo's a little 168 pounder. He ain't got no size advantage on Terrence Crawford. Sorry. Jay Petty, the day of truth is here. We're going to find out. That's it. All the cap, all the hating, all the narratives, all the fake stories. The day's here. We're gonna get the smoke. Flip. Do you see your boy Shakur face off with Tia Female the other day? I honestly believe that fight is gonna happen. And you know why? Because I heard they already been talking. I think it's been posted about. But if you notice, they real quiet. You're not seeing Tio Fimo doing his usual calling a bunch of people out. You're not seeing Shakur right now saying what's good, Tank Davis. You see that Lamar Roach already went in a different direction. He's gonna fight Pitbull Cruz. So I think that Lamar Roach went in that direction because he reached out to Shakur and they was like, nah, yo, we're gonna go the other way right now. Next, maybe we can make this happen. The greatest. Your boy only picked Canelo because he thinks Canelo is small. Crawford and his team said it. No. Listen, this is what you gotta understand, my brother. I've said this before. It's not that they think Canelo small, a small guy smaller than Crawford, but they say they know, and I said this before so many times, Canelo's a small 168 pounder. So to give you the perfect example, look at Manny Pacquiao at 147. He was a small welterweight, but because of his skills, he was able to accomplish a lot in the division, be champions. But everybody Pacquiao fought at the welterweight division was bigger than him, clearly bigger than him. So if you took a 135 pounder who jumps up two divisions to fight Pacquiao, he's not going to look small in front of Pacquiao because Pacquiao is small dude already. Enter Canelo Alvarez. He's had success at 168 because he can fight, all-time great fighter, but he's a small guy in the division. Come on now. Think about it, the greatest. Everybody Canelo fights at 168 is bigger than him. Canelo is not a big dude. He's never been labeled a big guy. Ever. So now that Terrence Crawford is jumping up two divisions, all of a sudden Canelo became this giant. This 5'8" giant with short arms and weighing the same. And we just saw them face to face. You want to believe what's in your mind? Two divisions. He moved up two divisions. Or you want to believe what you see with your own eyes? How many times we've seen them face to face at this point? We've seen them mad times face to face at this point. Right there. T-Mac Lit, you crazy. You probably thought I was crazy when I told you Bud was going to knock Errol Spence out. You thought I was crazy. And then look what happened. Then you had to come with the excuses. That's going to be the same thing now, the excuses. The greatest. Background was calling out Crawford way before the calling fight. Oh my God. Like, what are you talking about? The greatest? Background? You never even heard of Backroom till recently. And you're gonna talk about Backroom is calling him when he's gonna fight an undisputed world champion who's the face of boxing. You know the level of goofballery that it takes for you to suggest that he should have fought Backroom instead. It take a new level of goofballery, and then you'll be the same guy to tell me, no, no, no. It's cool for Tank Davis to fight Jake Paul because he's gonna get the money. I would have did the same thing. So with Tank Davis, you would have did the same thing for an exhibition fight. But with Terrence Crawford, you would not have done the same thing to fight the face of boxing, the biggest fight in boxing. Huh? What are we talking about? The greatest? You see how you switch energy for one fighter, and you keep a different energy for another fighter? This is a prime example right here. Prime example. William P is not about height. It's about body frame, casual. William P, you never boxed a day in your life. I don't know why you're saying that. The letter M, the ginger giant. My boy 5'8", short ass arms and stocky. And Crawford's lean, long arms. Like Dimitri Vivo who put the beats on. That's all I can say to that. Jay Petty. They think he's small. Just like they said Manny many times before. Come on now. Well, I guess, Manny moved up 2 weight classes. Crawford can't move up as Manny. He's not as great. He can't be. We're going to find out. The fight is tonight, my people. We already done with the prediction anyways. We already done. William P, you keep repeating this guy's a casual just because I told you never boxed a day in your life. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop it. The guy couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag. William P is now mad because I told him he never boxed a day in his life. Bro, I'm sorry, but when somebody never boxed a day in his life and they formulate a goofball opinion, that's what happens. I let you know. That's what Box Center is about. Teaching you, schooling you. Team up lit. I'm talking about dude in the chat. Dude hit hard too. He trying. He trying really hard. Your data. I'm hopping off this trash live. Have a good one, your data. Peace. You talk way too much. Bam. And just in case you wanted to say something else, get your goofy ass on a 24-hour timeout. Goofball. William P. I lost respect for Tank, not giving Roach rematch. All the greats run it back with him. You see what I'm saying? They run it back with those close fights and controversial decisions. Floyd, Castillo, and Maidana, Canelo, Triple G, War, Cole. So look, with Floyd, Maidana, and Castillo, you got to give him his credit. You got to give him his props. Because both of those first fights, people felt he lost. Boy, he did. Came back and beat their ass decisively in both the rematches. So now, look how interesting it is. The people that are knocking Crawford for not fighting Backroom and fighting the face of boxing, the undisputed champion, those are the same people that are saying, yeah, but Tank Davis is cool with that exhibition because he's going to make a lot of money. We would have did the same thing, right? I would have did the same thing. But with Crawford, they wouldn't have did the same thing. They wouldn't have got the bag. They wouldn't have got the face of boxing. They wouldn't have got the biggest face, the biggest name in boxing. So Tank could go get the bag in an exhibition fight. And I would have did the same thing as Tank Davis. But Crawford goes get the bag in the biggest fight in boxing versus an undisputed champion in the face of boxing. Nah, he should have fought Backroom. You sound like a goofball. You are a goofball. The letter M. Super fight or super fight all day. Bro, this is the biggest fight in boxing. I'm going to show you how big Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez actually is. I'm going to show you how big this fight is. They announced Jake Paul versus Tank Davis exhibition fight. And that thing exploded across social media. All of us debating. Some people pocket watching Tank Davis and defending him. Some people knocking him. Some people calling it the truth, the duck that he pulled on Lamar Roach. We went at it. This was viral. And guess what? It already disappeared. Who the hell's talking about Tank Davis and Jake Paul? It disappeared. Literally. That's how big this fight is. Tank Davis is going to fight an exhibition with Jake Paul in his prime, in his peak as a reigning champion. And nobody's even talking about it right now. Floyd Mayweather announced that he's going to fight Mike Tyson just a few days ago. That went viral. Who's talking about that right now? Who's talking about it? So you can see the magnitude of this fight. That everything that comes up gets swallowed up. Gets just vanished by this fight. This is the biggest fight in boxing. Don't get it twisted. This is where that's why I'm saying some people are not understanding what's really happening. You're not enjoying it. Whether you're going for Canelo, whether you're going for Crawford, whatever you think is gonna happen, it's gonna be a good fight, my people. Javi, oh Anthony hurt Torta. He hurt. Hurt. Phyllis is hurt. Vic picks. Look, Bud took a big real deal fight and a real challenge for all the belts and the bag. That's what I'm talking about. How could you knock that? And then you're gonna knock that and say, oh, but Tank Davis is cool that he's taking this exhibition because I would do the same thing. What kind of goofballery are we talking about? Jay Jones. Kamala landed 56 punches last fight. Not enough. Canelo. Yeah, I'm like Kamala. Canelo 56. Williams scored dance circles around Canelo. Dance circles around him for 12 rounds. This big ass guy, Canelo couldn't cut the ring to save his life. Do with that what you will. Vic picks. Talk that real shit, brother. Canelo Butt is the biggest in history in this time. We live in facts. My God, this is the problem that we're having right now. That people hate Terrence Crawford so much that they're having a hard time understanding that he's one half of the biggest fight in boxing. There is nobody in this chat that off the top of their head can say when is the last time that two undisputed champions, two guys who've both been number one pound for pound, both been multi-division champions, shared the ring. Even Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao doesn't go in there because Floyd Mayweather was never undisputed. So the type of accomplishments that are meeting in the ring tonight is historic. I'm just wondering how is it possible that we're gonna have such a historic showdown and people can spend all their time trying to hate, trying to make up fake narratives, trying to diminish other fighters, trying to discredit their accomplishments. Come on, my people. Come on. For what? You don't realize that you felt goofy as hell when you spent all that time discrediting Crawford only to watch him pummel Errol Spence? And then you had to go into excuse mode. Come on now. And it's okay to have your guy winning. There's nothing wrong with rooting for your guy. But to start discrediting the other guy, discrediting his accomplishments, discrediting his wins, like that's crazy. That's wicked stuff. Juan Ocasio. People rather say the bullshit. All right. They could say all the bullshit. But at the end of the day, none of it is going to change the outcome of the fight. The greatest. Crawford is going to run. So, look, let me show you the greatest. Watch this. I want you to think about this and be honest. And I'm going to show you. The difference between how you see this fight and how you see it and how I see it is that you say the things that you want to happen. You want Crawford to run. I say the things that have happened, that we've seen happen, that we know can happen. In 41 professional fights, We've never seen Terrence Crawford running. All of a sudden, you believe that Terrence Crawford is going to run. That's not even realistic, bro. That's not even realistic. But because you want him to lose, you want him to get knocked out, you're like, yeah, he's going to run. He's going to run. Because that's how you feel. Like you want to believe that that's how he can survive, by running. But you never seen him run in his whole 41 fight career. Never seen him run. How could you formulate such an opinion and actually think it's legitimate? Matt Gomez, Foster versus Frazier in the 70s. Armando Rosado, Bud is going back to 154 if he loses because he can. Canelo is so big, he can't. So number one, he's going to win, and number two, he's still going to 154. He already said it. Matt Gomez, light heavy versus heavy. Look, weight is not going to be a factor. Past fights are not going to be a factor. Everything that we've seen in the past is not going to be a factor. We saw Canelo and Crawford go face to face. Canelo's not a big dude. They're about the same size. Weight will not be a factor. And skills pay the bills. Skills pay the bills, ladies and gentlemen. Just Blaze. Crawford might have the best performance of all time tonight. You saw the performance he had versus Arrow. We're going to see something like that, especially in the championship rounds. I'm not saying he's going to stop Canelo, but he's going to dominate. He's going to get to a point that he's going to take over. That's why tomorrow, all the people who've been discrediting Crawford and talking bad about him and the ones that are going to make up excuses, for y'all, the birds won't smell the same. The rainbows won't look the same. The air won't taste the same. That's going to be because you'll be shell-shocked. Being shell-shocked is going to affect your senses. Your breakfast won't taste like nothing. Your breakfast is going to taste like styrofoam cups. And it's because what you're about to witness tonight. Vic, look, I love Canelo and Crawford. But in this fight, win or take it out, I got Bud. I feel Canelo might have overtrained his mechanics that he will get gas faster. He looked a bit drained. Yes, to be honest, yesterday I felt he looked a bit drained. Honestly. But I didn't say anything because people are going to say, oh, you hate it, you hate it. I didn't say anything. Let it be what it's going to be. Let it be what it's going to be. Just Blaze. Crawford the bigger man. And wrestler credit stronger. They're going to see tonight, bro. Yo, Just Blaze, they're going to see. You seen this whole narrative? Too little, Canelo too strong. And they don't understand that with Crawford got the type of strength, that country strength, that wrestling strength, that if they clinch, this guy can grab Canelo by his shoulders and dangle his little feet by the air like this. Like lift him up and dangle him. That's how strong this guy yanked 500 pounds off the floor, walking in the gym with his regular clothes on. Yank that shit. They don't understand the type of strength this guy has. But they're going to have to find out tonight once again. Matt Gomez, Crawford is going to show up with that glow from the last dragon. Bruce Leroy type of shit. MS, Bus sparring partner at 175 pounder, who also sparred Canelo, said a week ago that he could not make Bud walk back. Bud is strong and has fast hands at 170 plus pounds. This was before Bud cut weight. Bro, Bud was sparring at 185, 180. Sparring, weighing that, running, training, hitting the bags, jumping ropes, doing all this training in the 180s. This guy been in the 180s, yo, since last year. Since last year, he's been in the 180s, and people don't understand what that is. They don't understand what that is. But they're going to find out. Y'all going to find out. Let it sizzle in your spirit that you're going to find out. JJ said, that's Jay Smith. You're a hater. And I am too. I'm just calling it how I see it, man. I'm calling it how I see it. Canelo's going to take the beating of a lifetime, and I try to warn you. I try to get you to switch from the Canelo team to Team Bud, so you don't have to experience the pain and torture and carnage that is going to be the ass whooping Crawford will dish to Canelo. Side, Crawford is very strong. Lit gang. If Crawford does Canelo like he did Spence, Crawford going into the GOAT conversation. So I'm going to tell you like this right now. Lit gang. A win over Canelo is going to immediately put Crawford in the top 10 all-time greats in that list. Top 10. That one win puts him in the top 10 of the all-time greats. Somebody's going to have to get bumped off. Because there is nobody in the top 10 who's going to have the type of accomplishments, the amount of accomplishments that Crawford has, plus a win like that he'll have over Canelo Alvarez. Nobody has that many accomplishments. Of course, as many divisions as he's been undisputed, he'll be the only one. Nobody in the top 10 has been undisputed in 3 divisions. So he's going to have that over him. But that win over Canelo, he's top 10. The shit will sell top 5. Honestly, I can't put him in top 5 just yet because there's a lot of factors to consider, a lot of Hall of Famers in there, a lot of people with the type of resumes that you have to look at. But I got him in the top 10 for sure. Honestly, for me to put him in the top 5, I may have to see him go to 154 and beat a young, hungry lion. Then I say, okay, that's it. Matter of fact, if he goes down, beats Canelo, goes down to 154 and dethrones Fundora or take out Boots, we're going to be having a conversation about that number 1 spot. That's the type of conversation we're going to be having. Not top 5. We're going to have to talk about the number 1 spot if he does that. You let that sizzle in your spirits. If he moved up 3 divisions, beat Canelo Alvarez, who everybody said was going to knock him out, everybody said was going to beat him, he's too small. Beats that guy. Then jumps back down 2 divisions and beats a young, hungry lion like Jerome Boots Ennis. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you a comparison so you can see. Who were the last 3 opponents in Floyd Mayweather's career? Andre Berto, Manny Pacquiao, and Conor McGregor. Those were Floyd Mayweather's last 3 professional fights. McGregor, Pacquiao, and Andre Berto. Imagine if Terence Crawford's last fights are against Canelo Alvarez and Jerome Boots Ennis, or Canelo Alvarez and Sebastian Fundora. We would have to talk. It's a legit conversation to talk about who's going to be the greatest of all time if he does that. After already achieving 3 times undisputed. It's going to be a conversation. Side, 135 to 168, 3 times undisputed, 42-0. It's not hard to make an argument he'd be top 10. I'm telling you, he beats Canelo Alvarez, somebody's going off for that top 10 of all time. Somebody's getting bumped out of that list. Somebody's going to proudly be at the 11th slot. Wolf Trees, Canelo Alvarez, number 1. Look, tomorrow, Boxing for Breakfast will kick off at 8 in the morning. 8. So I'm going to give you enough time to sleep. If you have to cry yourself to sleep or if you can't sleep at 8 in the morning, please be here. Everybody who's saying Canelo Alvarez is going to win this fight, you're my special guest. You guys are my special guests of honor for tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Show up. Come holler at me tomorrow. And we talk about it. Vic Picks. Look, I believe Boots taking the work by Canelo is prep for Bud. Let's hope. I don't think so. I think Boo's working with Canelo is business. I don't think Boo's got anything against anybody. I don't think they trying to set nobody up. I think Boo simply got paid to work with Canelo. He went and got that work, got his check, went back home. That's it. And by the way, it's fair to say from the image that we seen out there that Boots put all type of hands on Canelo. In fact, this is what I heard. And I haven't, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it 100. I haven't spoke with anybody on the inside who confirmed this for me. But supposedly, Canelo and Boots sparred for 3 rounds and they never sparred again after that. That was it. He sparred those 3 rounds. Canelo ended the sparring session and they never asked him for sparring again. And we saw a picture. Yo, look, to those of you who are, following boxing and watching the details, watching when fighters spar each other, and it's almost like an unwritten tradition. Like if you go to my gym and we spar each other, we take a picture together. That's almost like an unwritten tradition at this point. You see it all the time. Fighters fight each other, and after the sparring session, they take that picture. Sometimes still wearing the gloves and the gear and everything. Right? Did you see the picture with Canelo and Boots? Canelo like this in the picture, and Boots like this. What does that usually mean when you see a picture like that after a sparring session? Y'all tell me. JJ's in there, 45 people in the building and only 26 likes. Come on. Don't duck the like button. You see? They ducking that like button. I hope they don't duck tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast when they're going to get cooked. The letter M. Boots touched them up. Come on now. Come on now. You see Canelo eye like that. Lumped up. Looking serious. And Boots smiling, face all clean. What you think happened in that sparring session? What you think, If anything, that took away Canelo's confidence. It took a little bit from his confidence. Like, damn, this guy who taller than me, who a switch hitter, made me quit in sparring. What is Bud gonna do? Ernest Morales, Bud by MD, or a controversial split decision robbery for Canelo. Whoa. Nah, they're not gonna be able to rob him. Crawford is gonna turn into Bruce Leroy up in there. We're gonna see the blue glow and everything. They're not gonna be able to rob him. This guy can't be robbed. JJ's in there. That picture looks like Canelo's face got stung by a bee. And then he got Boost smiling right next to him. Boost put hands on him. Vic Pace, good work. That gave him a reason to work the mechanics. And the footwork, I'm pretty sure, I seen a video where you could see that they was working on the footwork. The letter M. If Boost did that, Buck could knock Canelo out. It can happen. People think that he cannot be knocked out. Anybody could be knocked out. They just take the right shot. That's it. And I'm going to give you an example. You remember the first time that Crawford dropped Errol Spence? Spence was going forward, and it was a hard looping left hand. And Crawford was stepping back and caught him with an uppercut. Bang! Errol Spence never saw that shit coming. Boom! Ate that shot and went down. That shot that you don't see coming, if Crawford catch Canelo with one of those, he could go to sleep. He could end up taking a nap too. If Canelo get hurt, get wobbled in any way, he could go to sleep. He could get brutalized. Matt Gomez, since HBO 2013 March, I knew I was witnessing greatness. Crawford hands down will go down in my top 100 already. I can't wait till the morning. Bro, We're gonna be tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast. I'm gonna kick it off at 8 in the morning just to give people enough time to cry themselves to sleep and make it to the show. And I'm one of those people who've been following Crawford before the overwhelming majority of the fans. You know why? Watch this. And I got people that can vouch for me. The first time that I watched Crawford, he was on a sub ESPN network. And let me give you a correction, Matt Gomez. It wasn't on HBO. Crawford was never on HBO. Or maybe I'm wrong, but I'm almost sure that he was never on HBO. But let me just say, the first time I saw Terrence Crawford, he was like on a sub network to ESPN. It wasn't ESPN, but ESPN was playing some of the stuff from that network, an affiliate, a lower budget kind of thing. And at that time, he had the real short braids that his braids didn't even hang from the back. They was like hanging like this. And I remember the announcer just saying, "This guy's so mean. Wow, this guy's just mean." And Terrence Crawford absolutely put the baits on this dude. I can't remember who it was. And then the fight after that, I don't know if it was one or two fight after that, was his first fight on the main ESPN as the main event. That's when he had now the bigger braids and the cornrows. He still hadn't cut his hair yet. And after his popularity kicked up, that's when he cut his hair. But back then, I actually told people, yo, you gotta watch this guy, man. This guy's special. I'm not gonna tell you that I knew he was gonna be where he's at right now as far as fighting Canelo Alvarez. But I said this guy's special. I don't see nobody that beat this guy, bro. Nobody beats this guy. And there's multiple people like I felt like Crawford was so special that there's multiple people that I either invited over to my house or I told them I'm going to your house so we could watch this guy fight. Until this day, a couple of them tell me, "Damn, Jay, you remember all those years ago you told me about Crawford?" That's what people don't understand, man. I've been watching greatness evolve, develop right in front of my eyes. And it all led up to this one moment where if you didn't believe it, you're going to find out what I've seen for so many years. 722 Marine. I agree. I think Bud double up on his hooks. He can hurt Canelo with a shot he didn't see coming, bro. Especially with a little step back counter, because you know Canelo's going to be, trying to get on the inside. And he did these punches with Dimitri Bivol where he would go in like that. Boom! Stepping in with a big punch. If he get timed like Errol Spence, and he's shorter than Crawford, has shorter reach than Crawford, bro, Canelo has the perfect height and the perfect size for a monster uppercut. You're the if you build a dog so you could uppercut, you could build Canelo. Huh? Uppercut him to the face. You're gonna have to dodge that from Terrence Crawford. JJ's in the house. Hopefully everything is good. John, haven't seen you for a bit. Vic pick. And if Canelo wins, it's over. He did it. And he must get it. All the results, the respect I give. Listen, we're gonna watch two great fighters. We're gonna witness history. Whoever wins, it's a great win. But I'm just telling you who's gonna win. If you don't want to believe it, we'll wait till later and we'll get together tomorrow. And I want to see your reaction. Just Blaze. Canelo will make history tonight. He's with God. 3-time undisputed. This will be top 3 win in history because of the fashion Crawford gonna do it. But on another level, Canelo throws wide, he getting clipped. That's why I say people keep ignoring the reach advantage. And it's gonna be brutal. You're gonna see punches landing on Canelo from a distance where he can't even reach Crawford. I already told you. Ray Suarez, those crawfish punches are going to be bouncing off of him. All right? We shall see. Ernest Morales, he appeared as a substitute on Showtime. Exactly. I knew it couldn't have been on HBO. He never appeared on HBO. Ray Suarez, Canelo chin on a different level. Viva Mexico. Oh no, wait, I gotta say things. Number one, he got a chin, and number two, hell yeah, Viva Mexico, my brother. I love Mexico. I love my Mexican brothers and sisters. I grew up in New York City, in Harlem, and guess what? There was Mexicans all around me. I grew up with Mexicans. My next door neighbors was Mexican. One of my friends that I used to go to school with every day was Mexican. My first taco that I tasted was my next door neighbors when I was like 9 years old. Yo, taste this shit. Oh shit, fell in love with the tacos when I was 9 years old, bro. So hell yeah, Viva Mexico. But Canelo getting beat up. I gotta be real with you. I love Mexico. I love my Mexican brothers and sisters, but Canelo getting beat up. I gotta keep it 100. I can't lie to you. Juan Ocasio, we've seen Bub move up, and he didn't beat Madrimov up like that. It doesn't matter. Madrimov doesn't fight like Canelo. He keeps fainting, and he's hard to time. Virgil Ortiz couldn't stop Madrimov either. Guess what? Canelo's right in front of you. No footwork, just right there. Canelo has one gear. I'm going to go forward and boom, boom, boom. Canelo is going to get beat up. After you see it, you're going to say, damn, I should have seen it coming. Just Blaze. Mexico going to be crying tonight. Bro, tonight is going to be like a record consumption of tequila in Mexico. The amount, like, there's people probably already storing cases of tequila to celebrate. They're gonna use that tequila to weep. Death to Corbett. Bud needs to fight Virgil. I mean, let's see. You're saying Bud needs to fight Virgil. I guess you don't know that Virgil turned down the fight with Bud twice. Not one, twice. His own team said, "Nah, Virgil not ready for that." You're talking about what Bud needs to do. How can he fight somebody that won't fight him? Side, Virgil ducked Bud 2 times already. You see what I'm talking about? How Bud needs to fight somebody that don't want to fight him. James Davis, Canelo wins, 11th round, KO. James Davis. The people that are saying Canelo is going to win, you guys are my guests of honor in tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast. It's going to kick off at 8 in the morning sharp. So, James Davis, I invite you as a guest of honor to join and let's talk about what took place in the fight tonight. I humbly expect you to show up and not have excuses. The letter M, Shell Shocked Sunday. Because tomorrow, my peoples, I've said it once, I said it twice, and I've said it a bunch of times. I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't want to hear that your internet went down, your dog ate your charger, your phone froze. You went to get your weed, but they gave you some trash, and you went back out to get the gas. And by the time you came back with the gas, the live already finished. I don't want to hear that shit. Get your gas before the live, get your food, get your munchies, eat, do what you want to do, but be here at 8 in the morning sharp. Because look, I got my apron, bro. Look. You see my apron? I got my apron. It's going to be a cooking show. I got my apron ready. It's going to be a cooking show, bro. So please, I invite you guys as my special guests of honor so that you can humbly get baked, fried, filleted, sauteed, oven roasted, microwaved. It's going to be all type of cooking going on tomorrow. So please be here. I humbly invite you as my guests of honor. 722 Marine, do you think Buck comes out orthodox or southpaw? Ooh. All right. So What I'm going to say, I could be 100% wrong. Grilled, definitely. Toasted, for sure. So I'm going to say this. Canelo has a very good lead right hand. Very good. And it's a power punch. Because of that, I'm not sure if Crawford is going to come out as a southpaw. Because you guys know that that weapon could affect the southpaw. So I think he may start off orthodox. And once he get that timing, that distance, then I see him going to southpaw. But I could be 100% wrong. He could just start the fight off as a southpaw. But just like I said, just because of that Canelo right hand and that looping right that he does, I don't know if because of that, he may start off as orthodox. JJ said there has Jay Smith show tomorrow, bro. Boxing for breakfast. Yo, there's so many. Yo, tomorrow, listen. If we don't reach 2,000 subscribers today during the fight, we're gonna reach it tomorrow in tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast. If everybody don't dunk like they, because it's easy to say I'm gonna be here. I will be here, Jay, because you think Canelo's gonna win. You're gonna be here. You feel confident that Canelo's gonna win. But then, if Canelo gets arrowed, are you really gonna be here? Tell me that. If he get arrowed, are you still gonna be here? Last time this happened, a lot of people didn't show up, man. I don't know. I hope that we witness history and people show up. That's what I'm hoping. Show up. When Crawford put the Swiss, the Dre, and the respective Apple beats on Errol Spence, people didn't show up the next day. The people who told me he's gonna knock him out. Errol's too big. Errol's too strong. Boy's not gonna be able to handle Errol. Look what little Gamboa did to him. Errol's gonna kill him. Does that narrative even sound familiar or even identical? Death to Corbett. Madrimal had this dude rethinking his southpaw. I don't know, man. He beat Madrimal. So what did Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol had him thinking? That he was a Burger King delivery driver? MS, if Buck wins, you have to subscribe morning after. We don't want to hear it. My subscription button don't work. I'm going to be honest, MS. After the type of pummeling that Terrence Crawford is going to give Canelo tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if some people unsubscribe from this channel for a couple of days and then subscribe later on. I wouldn't be surprised. After media, I think Crawford body punching is going to be the key. Jose, el compita. Crawford will do what they say is impossible. Let's go. Side, Majimov lost. Look, let me tell you something. Jose el compita. Right now, the way that it's all playing out is for it to be one of the biggest wins in boxing history, especially because so many people are saying that Crawford is going to lose. Crawford is going to get knocked out. Canelo's too big. Canelo's too strong. That same narrative started over again. Started over again. And after that narrative, Terrence Crawford pummeled Errol Spence. And instead of people giving him his flowers and finally showing him respect, what did they do? They started to hate him even more. Now they hate him more than ever. Wicked stuff going on. Just Blaze. I just subscribed, bro. You a real dude. Crawford will make it look way easier than people think. Just Blaze. I appreciate you, my brother. Bam, salute. And guess what? I promise you, Just Blaze. I'm saying this now, but I said it 3 months ago. When they first announced this fight, I told people because I had already seen Terrence Crawford images. And I seen that ever since Madrimov, He's been bulking up in weight. I follow him on IG. I've seen the progress of him gaining weight, getting stronger, training. He a gym rat. He posts about that stuff. So I realized this guy was weighing over 180 pounds before this year even kicked off. At the end of last year, Crawford was weighing 180. So they don't understand that this guy been training in the 180s, sparring in the 180s, doing everything in that weight, and he cut down to 168. This dude looked like a young bull for real, B. He literally looked like a young bull. It's not a figure of speech this time around. Did you see him? A young bull, that's what he looked like. Are you looking at the athletic ability, the weight he put on, the muscle, and then add to that the skill set that he has? The jab, the speed, the footwork, the counter punching ability, the combination, the accuracy. When you put all that together and you add it up, you know what you get? A Canelo Alvarez ass whooping. That shit should have been obvious, my brother. It should have been obvious to all of us. But when we watch it, then we get back to each other tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. Side, Ila Topuria is no one in boxing. He would have made for a good money fight, though. Man, honestly, I'm not really interested in those type of fights. If he gets like an exhibition, maybe, but he's just gonna go over. If he gets a real fighter, he's gonna get beat. It's like, I'm not really interested in those crossover fights. Just Blaze. But I don't have a problem with him getting the bag. If he can find a fight, get a bag, get your money, brother. Just Blaze. He pre-planned the process of bulking up 2.5 years ago. Bro, this guy's been bulking up the right way, slowly, and muscle. He bulked up in muscle, not in fat. I had people telling me that Terrence Crawford was going to be fat at 168 because that's too much. He was going to have belly fat. I tried to respond to that comment. That shit got deleted already. All the people that told me that Terrence Crawford was going to be fat at 168, they deleted those comments. Goofballs. You got to stand on what you say. Here in this channel, my peoples, in this channel right here, Box Center, you got to stand on what you say. Don't say something and they try to take it back after the fight. That's what keeping that same energy is about. You could ask me to keep that same energy. I will. I need to see you do it too. Armor G, I want to see Tupuria versus. Nah, bro. I'm sorry. I can't even keep reading that, bro. Tupuria, like, this guy's not even a boxer. Sai Majimov was Bivol's main sparring partner for Canelo. Bivol beat Canelo. And Bud beat Majimov. Death to COVID. Bud not fighting no killers. Name one elite boxers. Well, if you never boxed a day in your life, it's hard for you to understand what is an elite boxer. But I'll tell you the elite boxers that he beat. That's easy for me. Amir Khan is a world champion and an elite boxer that he beat. Sean Porter, a world champion and elite boxer that he beat. Errol Spence, a world champion, an elite fighter that he beat. So you asked me for one, I named three for you. I'm pretty sure that you can have some type of fan logic to discredit them, but they're elite level world champions. So there's your answer. Side, a pummeling is coming. It's a pummeling session. It's gonna be competitive. Don't get it twisted. Just do boxing in the building. Peace, my brother. It is gonna be competitive because Canelo's a great fighter. He's not just gonna go there to get washed. It's gonna be a competitive fight. But yo, Terrence Crawford is gonna have that Bruce Leroy glow, eh? That Enter the Dragon, that Bruce Leroy shit. You're gonna see it on Terrence Crawford. Jose El Compita, just sub. Salute, my brother. I appreciate it. And you know what? We're gonna reach 2,000 subscriptions either during the beating of a lifetime that Canelo's gonna take, or we're gonna reach 2,000 subscriptions in Box Center tomorrow during the cooking show. I gave people the opportunity to switch sides from Team Canelo to Team Crawford so that you don't have to suffer. You chose not to. Deal with the pain, my peoples. That's it. It's tonight. How? Like, I'm so amped about this fight. I can't watch. If I could just fast forward time, so we could be sitting right there at the main event, I would do that right now for you guys. But I can't do it. We gotta wait till tonight. Big pick, facts. And now he moved up and he meets Canelo. It's history. It's history in the making. We're about to. We have the opportunity to witness history tonight. So many accomplishments that are gonna be in the ring that we just gotta enjoy this, bro. We gotta enjoy this. Come on now. Come on, my people. Ernest Morales, both fought whoever was ranked at the time. The thing about Terrence Crawford is that if you look at his resume, during the last 10 years of his career, you could go back 10 years or go all the way back to Gamboa. You could go before that, but go all the way back to Gamboa, right? And look at every single opponent he faced. And they were all either ranked in the top 5 of the sanctioning body, a world champion, or a former world champion. Terrence Crawford hasn't faced anybody with a losing record. He hasn't faced anybody with a bunch of losses that's out there getting lumped up. He's faced guys that are highly ranked world champions and former world champions. Somehow he ain't fight nobody. He's been doing it for 10 years, man. If you really look at the resume and actually understand what's going on, Terrence Crawford been doing it for 10 years, my peoples. 10 years. But again, just do boxing, drop the real knowledge. Resumes don't win fights. Resumes don't win fight, my people. For those who say Canelo got the better resume, so he's gonna win. Did his resume beat him against Dimitri Bivol? Did his resume help him against Dimitri Bivol? What happened? What happened in that fight against Dimitri Bivol? Roland Harris. It's fight night. What happened, my people? Hold on 1 second. Let me fix that screen next to me, my people, because we're not seeing what we supposed to be seeing. And we're going to get a historic fight. I can't have you guys watching an empty screen. My bad, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Stay with me. Here you have it, my people. Everybody's making their prediction. And what you have to understand, that a lot of great fighters are telling you that Crawford is going to whoop him. And listen to something that Roy Jones Jr. said that was key. Roy said that Canelo has one way to beat Terrence Crawford. Crawford has many different ways that he could beat Canelo. Let that sizzle in your spirit because it goes hand in hand with what I've been trying to tell you. Roland Harris, it's fight night. Saul Batsu Bully Bud. You're going to be disappointed, bro. Roland Harris, I just got to tell you, tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast kicks off at 8 in the morning. Folks who are rooting for Canelo or saying Canelo's going to win and watch Crawford, you guys are my special guests. You're my special guest of honor to tomorrow's episode. I'd love for you to come through and we could talk about the results. It's going to be Shell Shock Sunday for you, bro. And I'd love to see your reaction tomorrow. I normally start the show at 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, but tomorrow's episode is going to kick off at 8 in the morning. I'm going to give you enough time to cry yourself to sleep, think about it, look in the sky and wonder why. And then at 8 in the morning, please come through and we can talk about it. We can talk about your emotions and what you're feeling after that fight. Death to death, death to the Corvette. Resumes don't win fights. With that same logic, my grandma can beat Canelo and Crawford. Like I said, man, resumes have nothing to do with who's going to win a fight. Rolly Harris, but has never been in the ring with true greatness. My goodness. So let me ask you a question, Rolly Harris. What true greatness Bivol have been in the ring with when he put the beats on Canelo and made him look like a Domino's pizza delivery driver? What greatness Bivol step in the ring with? You see, so when Bivol beat him up, you should have understood that your logic doesn't mean anything. It literally doesn't mean anything. Bivol had 11 knockouts when he beat Canelo. And how many professional fights? Like 18? Stop it. You should have learned from that. Side, a great jab gives Canelo issues. We saw it with Lara. We saw it with Floyd. We saw it with Bivol. We even saw it with William Score, who danced circles around Canelo for 12 rounds. Easily. Some people felt Score won that fight, by the way. Just Blaze. Canelo repeats too many combinations, but will catch on quick and switch up. Watch and see Canelo lose all his biggest fights, including Triple G1 and Lara. Facts. Just like Haney lost to Ryan and Loma. Listen, this is going to be the type of fight. For those who say that it's going to be a rematch or that Crawford is going to get robbed, he's going to beat him up in a way that you're not going to be able to rob him. There's not going to be no robbery. That's why the people who have that confidence that Canelo's going to do it, damn, it's going to be Shell Shock Sunday for y'all. That's why I want you to go on Boxing for Breakfast at 8 in the morning tomorrow and just tell me how you feel. We're going to be talking about your emotions. And it's going to be, I think Boxing for Breakfast tomorrow is going to be like a cooking show. And then I'm going to transition into a therapy session. So I think I might do that. You know, I want to help you out with your emotions, with your feelings, with what you guys are going to be going through. It's going to be painful. You know, you're going to feel like Terrence Crawford punches are landing on you, but they really landing on Canelo Alvarez. So don't worry about it. We're going to get over this together. Death to the Corvette. Haney got slapped. Man, Haney took a nasty beating, bro. That was a real nasty beating. Evangelista Angel Hernandez. Canelo wins by KO. Evangelista Angel Hernandez, you are invited as a special guest of honor to tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast, which is going to kick off at 8 in the morning. I'm going to give you enough time to cry yourself to sleep. But please, Evangelista, come through tomorrow at 8 in the morning, and we're going to talk about how you feel about what happened in the fight. We're going to discuss it. Bobby 777. I want to talk about Majimo putting the Swiss apple beats on Bud. Well, Crawford beat him. If you want to talk about Majimo, tell me about Canelo getting beat up and getting made to look like a bus driver by Floyd Mayweather, and then getting made to look like a Taco Bell burrito roller by Bivol. Come on now. After media, how did Haney come up in this? I don't know, man. Somebody started firing straight bullets and Haney caught one. Armor G, Crawford fought taxi drivers. What are you talking about? But Canelo was made to look like a taxi driver. That's worse. Evangelista, one. Evangelista, be here tomorrow. Do not run from this smoke. That's all I can say. Death, the court, the disrespect to Canelo. It's insane. Oh, wait a minute. Death, the court. Remember that trash talking and being real is two different things. That's the problem with us boxing fans. We start trash talking, and when we get the same back trash talking, oh, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. You didn't think it was disrespectful for people to disrespect Crawford, for people to say that he ain't beat nobody, that he ain't done nothing. Oh, that's not disrespectful. That's just nice trash talking. But when it's Canelo, oh, that's disrespectful. That's some sensitive, goofy shit going on. The disrespect to Canelo is insane. Rehydration clause Mayweather and catch up weight Mayweather. Oh man, so you got an excuse for every Canelo ass whooping. That's crazy work. Go ahead, tell me that Canelo's undefeated. You might as well. You got an excuse for every time he lose. You're gonna have another excuse for this ass whooping. I already know it. You showing it right there. Roland Harris. Canelo lost to a bigger fighter in Bivol. Roland Harris, before I even finish reading, let me go ahead and debunk that for you, my brother. Dimitri Bivol had a whopping total of 11 knockouts when he fought Canelo. He's never has been a knockout puncher. At no point in that fight did he bully Canelo. Did he use his weight to clinch on him, to lean on him, to bully him in any way, shape, or form? He never hurt Canelo in that fight. He simply outboxed him and made him look like a Wendy's third shift janitor. So when you bring up the size, that's a fake narrative because nothing about Bebo's size affected Canelo, other than the fact that he had a reach advantage and boxed the shit out of him. Crawford has a longer reach advantage than Dimitri Bivol and more power than Dimitri Bivol. So with a whopping total of 11 stoppages when he faced Canelo, you can't convince me that he was just too big. What are you talking about? He was too big. With 11 knockouts, he was too big. With never hurting Canelo, he was too big. With using his footwork and outboxing him, he was too big. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Keep it original ministry. You think Crawford can beat Bivol? I don't know. Crawford is not fighting Bivol. He's fighting Canelo. I don't know. You see, that's the thing. You want to go into the things that you think. Do you think that Floyd Mayweather made Canelo look easy? And do you think Bivol made him look easy? Let's first get to that, right? Because Crawford ain't fight Bivol. And he not fighting Bivol. Canelo fought Bivol. Was he made to look easy? Yes, he was. We didn't think that Canelo got robbed. We didn't think that Bivol got gifted a W. We watched Canelo get made to look like a Burger King night shift supervisor who boxes part-time. Death to Corbett. 175 isn't even his natural weight class. Neither is 168. Canelo's a small guy who moved up to 168. And he fought a guy that don't got power at 175. So what does it matter that is not his natural weight? He fought a guy with no power. Death to the core, Canelo was 23. So you looking at what you're doing. Death to Corbett, you have an excuse for every Canelo loss. That's what happens when you're a sore loser. For every loss, you have an excuse. At 23 years old, Tito Trinidad was a world champion. Mike Tyson was a world champion. Oscar De La Hoya was a world champion. Canelo Alvarez had already been a world champion. But according to you now at 23, this great fighter was too young. When he was fighting a 36-year-old. The logic is crazy. When you want to find the angle to defend somebody, the logic is crazy. He's a great fighter, but at 23, he was too young. But all the great fighters win title bio before 23 years old. How the hell was Canelo too young at 23? I don't understand that. That's weird. Canelo's too young at 23? I don't get it. All these great fighters won titles at 23, but Canelo was too young when he got his ass whooped. Bebo got no power. He not knocking nobody out. Oh, but he was too big for Canelo. Oh, the excuses. The excuses, my peoples. Come on. Come on. Side, the trolls and racists come out. Somebody need a 24-hour timeout. He got too much attention. He got unhinged. This whole time he been waiting to get unhinged. That was the vegetable salad in the building. The vegetable salad always tries to play it cool and then gets unhinged. Come on, vegetable salad. Karma's doing what it's doing to you because you did what you did when you was a school teacher in New York. Shouldn't have did that to those little girls. Karma got you, now you crippled, buddy. Sammy Chiva. Canelo can't beat Floyd now. Nah. I say right now Canelo beats Floyd. Floyd is 50 years old, bro. He's 50. So I can't say. Can't say. I can't say. Damn, a lot of angry people. They need a timeout. They angry. Bobby, quadruple seven. That's a dark story. Come on, my people. Come on, my people. Come on, my people. People need a timeout. They angry. Stop being so angry. I say he was made to look. I didn't say that he was. Some people need to just sit down and breathe. Breathe, my people. Told you before, Canelo's a great fighter. Pound for pound, all time. But then when I tell you he got made to look by a janitor, he said he's a janitor. Shut your goofy ass up. Look all the shit you say about Crawford. And you can't even handle somebody trash talking Canelo. You goofball. Armor G, how much chance do you give Crawford to win from 0 to 100? From 0 to 100, 90. I give him 90%. It's impossible to give him 100 against Canelo Alvarez, but I give him 90%. Just Blaze. The Canelo hype train ends tonight. Roland Harris. I appreciate ambition, but it stops tonight. Saul Alvarez will walk through the defense, get inside, and go to work on Crawford body. Gabriel Pujol. Whoa, 90. Roland Harris. Saul will take Buzz Resolve by the 6th. Listen, my peoples. It's gonna be a lot different than what so many fans are anticipating. Why? Because you keep feeding into this narrative that Canelo's too big and Crawford is too small. Even though your own eyes don't tell you this. How can you watch these guys face off all these times and still think Canelo's too big? That's crazy. You don't want to believe what your eyes are showing you. You want to believe what your mind wants to believe. All right, have at it. Now you're going to have to watch Canelo Alvarez take the beating of a lifetime. Because Terence Crawford, he's not going to school him. Floyd Mayweather, Dimitri Bivol, they schooled him. Pop, 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 pop. They schooled him. But Crawford is going to beat him up. He ain't never been beat up. He ain't going to get beat up, my peoples. Ernest Morales. But how only one semi-tough fight out of 20 title fights. That's 8 all-time GOAT credentials. That's a fact. Roland Harris. But is going to stop boxing and will just try to survive in the later rounds. Beating of a lifetime trilogy with Triple G, you forgot? See, that's the problem, Roland Harris. I think that you're coming up with that opinion more because that's what you want to happen. That's what you're wishing for, than what you actually assess and think is going to happen. Because if Terence Crawford has never ran in any of his fights ever, why would you assume that he's now going to start running? That's simply what you want to believe. That's not going to happen. And the size difference that people been talking about all this time, you're not seeing it when they're face to face. There's not even pictures, video. They're face to face on video. And Canelo's not big in front of Crawford at all. You're going to see in the ring what happens. You're going to see it. Beating of a lifetime trilogy with Triple G. You forgot? That was a great trilogy. It's meaningless. It's meaningless, bro. It's meaningless. What happened yesterday? What happened the other day? What happened in the other fight? What happened years ago when Canelo has a lot more mileage and is older? That's the thing, Roland Harris. That you think that this fighter is some robot. He's just the same guy that he's been at his peak this whole time. But Crawford is going down and Crawford's diminishing and his opponents get diminished. We're going to see it. We're going to see it today. All I'm saying is that you guys are my special guests of honor for tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast. It's going to be a cooking show. Somebody getting cooked. Either I'm getting cooked or y'all getting cooked. We can't all jump in the frying pan together. We're going to find out. But my peoples, we're going to enjoy history, man. This fight is something that a lot of us been waiting for. A lot of us been arguing about it. It's been a fever pitch. From the moment they announced this fight, we've been talking about it nonstop every single day. And it's here. That's it. It's here. It's tonight. If I had a little time machine and I could fast forward it, and we could go to the main event right now, I would do that. I would fast forward that shit and we'd be watching the fight right now. That's how much I can't wait. Just Blaze, casual boxing fans will lean towards they can't just be groupies. They gotta know the sport. Sit a real. Who you got today, Bud or Canelo? I got Canelo. I got Crawford winning by unanimous decision. We're about to witness history. We are about to witness a competitive fight, but Terrence Crawford is gonna walk out of there with the W. Simple as that. I'm not telling you who I think is gonna win. I'm telling you who's gonna win. You can believe it or not, or wait till you find out during the fight. And I'm gonna tell you this, guys. You see everyone who's predicting that Canelo's gonna win and predicting that Canelo's gonna wash him and saying that Canelo's the guy. By round number 6, you will have already given up hope and you're gonna be hoping for the knockout. By round number 10 of this fight, you're gonna have your fingers crossed, hoping that Canelo lands one of those shots to stop Crawford, because he's gonna fall behind on the cards and playing catch up. He's gonna be looking to try to hurt him, and those counter punches for Crawford are gonna be vicious. Look, I'm gonna put it to you like this: I'm gonna be calling that fight. I'm gonna be calling it. Some of you in the chat, you already seen it. You know how I call the fights. This fight is so historic. This fight is so important that I'm going to go live for the card, but I'm not calling all of the fights. I'm going to enjoy the fights with you guys. We watching the fights together. Then, when the main event starts, that's when I'm going to start calling. I'm calling the main event. Because I need my throat to be clear when I'm yelling, devastating blow from Terrence Crawford, ladies and gentlemen, right to the melon, a left, a right, a left, and another right. Arrow, Canelo Alvarez is eating all types of leather from Terrence Crawford. Every molecule, every vitamin and mineral in Terrence Crawford's glove is landing in Canelo's mouthpiece. I gotta save my energy so I could call the fight. So be ready. Be ready for the fight. Be ready for the smoke. And don't duck the action tomorrow. Do not duck tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Because it is going to be a cooking show. And like I said, it's going to be a cooking show, but it might turn into a therapy show. Because for Canelo Alvarez fans, I'm thinking about offering free therapy sessions. We're going to talk about your feelings, your emotions. How did it feel to watch Canelo get pummeled after you thought he was going to knock Crawford out? You know, we're going to talk about your emotions and make sure you're feeling good about yourself. If you don't show up on this live, we might need to have somebody call your house and do a little welfare check. We want to make sure you're good because we love the sweet science. We love the sport of boxing, all the trash talking and all the good stuff. But I want to make sure you guys are okay tomorrow. So part of the reason why you are my honored guests for tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast is because if you're rooting for Canelo, if you're saying Canelo's going to win, well, you might end up crying yourself to sleep tonight. And I want to make sure that you join me tomorrow so we could talk about your emotions and make you feel better. After media, Didn't Canelo make Canelo wait and put rehydration clause? I don't know what that means, but it sounds like an excuse. All I know is that Canelo got his ass whooped twice, and people got excused for it. Well, that just means that you're gonna have more excuses when he get his ass whooped. If you have an excuse for every Canelo loss, you're gonna have an excuse for this one. I'm already prepared for it. So when you show up tomorrow with excuses, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready. Just know this. After media, Ernest Morales just blazed 100%. Listen, man, we've already made our predictions. We all gotta stick to our guns. We gotta stick to stand on 10 toes. Okay, now we're hours away from Terrence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Come on, my peoples. We about to witness history. Who has time for the haters? Who has time for the goofballs? Who has time for the cornballs making up fake conspiracies and pushing fake narratives and discrediting fighters? When we have two great fighters about to get in the ring tonight, and they're gonna trade leather, man. There ain't gonna be no running. Yes, there's gonna be movement. There's gonna be angles from Terrence Crawford. Running? No. There ain't gonna be no running. Forget about it. It's gonna be a fight. Yes, today's September 13th. You're gonna feel like July 4th. That's what it's gonna feel like. So my people, look, I gave everybody the opportunity to switch from Team Canelo to Team Crawford. You chose not to capitalize on that monster opportunity that I gave you. Now you're gonna have to sit there and deal with the pain and suffering that's gonna come from this ass whooping. So be ready for tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Like I said, it is gonna be a cooking show, but then we're gonna transition into a free therapy show. We're gonna talk about your emotions and what you're dealing with. My peoples, I appreciate everybody who tuned in this morning. Y'all already know what it is. This is Box Center. This is Boxing for Breakfast. Special Saturday edition. We're about to witness history, man. I'm so excited. I'm so amped about this fight. I can't wait. Salute to everybody who tuned in this morning. Salute to everybody who's going to enjoy the fight. Yo, shout out to Terrence Crawford. Shout out to Canelo Alvarez. Shout out to Bo Mack. Shout out to um, Canelo's coach. Shout out to everybody involved in this fight. Shout out to Turkey. Shout out to Dana. Everybody who made this great event happen. We're about to win this history, my people. I can't wait. I'm going to set everything up. I'm going to have my food ready, my little drink ready. Make sure you have everything ready so that you don't have to step away from that TV screen just in case. Because what if Canelo gets slept? What if you go get a glass of water and all you hear in the background, oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, Canelo has gone to sleep. You don't want that to happen, right? So have everything ready close to your TV where you don't have to turn away, look away, walk away, none of that. My peoples, you already know, man. I'm Jay Smith. This is Box Center. I'm out of here, man. I hope you guys enjoy the show. And tonight, make sure to tune in because I'm going to be live enjoying the fights with you and then calling this historic one right here, Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Wow, my peoples. I'm super hyped. Let's get it. Yeah.